is Ruel's Running Podcast, a podcast about running, health, family, play, and an NSNG lifestyle. And now, here's your host, Ruel.
Excuse me as I rock on. That's Went Away by Dorothy Lane. Dorothy Lane out of Martinez, California. That's out of the Cut and Dry album. Check them out at dorothylanemusic.com. Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Ruel's Running Podcast. I said it that way because I got a little confused. I was thinking of a different podcast introduction. Hey, it's Ruel's Running Podcast. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well. I'm hanging in there. I'm out on the go again. Yeah. I want to kick off another episode. So what is cooking? You know what's cooking here? I gotta go grab some ingredients because I gotta do meal prep. At home, I do a lot of meal prep. Not so much for myself, but for the family. As people with families do. Got 3 little ones, and they're all on. They all have different tastes, and they just so happen to be on their own sort of lunch schedule as far as what they bring to school. Tomorrow's a Wednesday, and so it's a particular type of menu for one kid, and then the other kid, and the other kid. So I gotta go get a few things from our neighborhood Walmart. Oh yeah, I was contemplating walking in because I was already in bed with my pajamas, and I was talking to my wife about how meal prep's gonna kind of be different because we're kind of missing some things. And then we were talking to our son about how his lunch was gonna be changed as a result of it. And then my wife said, you could just go head over to the store and get whatever. And I said, yeah, I could. And so I'm like, should I go in with my pajamas? He said, yeah, why not? Do it. I said, no, because someone's gonna take a picture of me and put it on social media. Like, look at this idiot in Walmart. It's a Walmart neighborhood market. It's not like the big old department store Walmart. It's just the grocery outlet, I suppose, what you want to call it. Yeah. So I'm out. So what is it that I'm going to cook? Well, you guys ever have canned corned beef? It's like not the greatest of meats, but once a week, my son kind of digs it. He kind of digs it, and it's something that I ate once in a while as a kid. Canned corned beef, right? And so did my wife, but my wife, for some reason, she makes it with canned corn, right? And I'm like, I don't get it. I'm not a fan of corn, like canned corn. Once in a while, corn on the cob, I don't mind, I'm not a big fan. I don't like getting it stuck in my teeth, that kind of thing. But canned corn, I don't get it. Is it because the name of the meat product has the word corn in it, therefore you have to add corn to it? I don't get it. But it's a thing, and once a week, at least in this lunch schedule, my son gets to have it. Yeah, and he does it Asian style. He gets it with a side of rice. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I used to eat canned corned beef as a kid. I just can't anymore. And the reason is it's just doesn't taste great. And and I feel awful after I do. And I think it has to do with the fact that they put sugar in the meat, right? I think. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's just not good. I mean, not what my body wants. So yeah, that's what's cooking. If I had to say what was cooking that would be pretty good, it's the bone broth, the beef bone broth. I haven't done the chicken bones and beef bone broth in a while because I haven't saved chicken bones. I had some chicken bones with me because the other day I did some grilling. I had drumsticks on the grill, and I had some beef short ribs. I don't keep the beef short ribs, the bones from them, because they're cross-cut and they're like very small. And I didn't think about. Oh, I thought about, should I be keeping these chicken bones? But you know, they have a char to them, a char sort of taste to them, and I'm not sure I want that in my bone broth. I like a nice roast chicken carcass, you know, the bones from a roast chicken in my bone broth, but not like a charred, smoky drumstick bone. So yeah, but bone broth, it's been really good. I did something the other night where I used up a bag of riced broccoli. I've never done or had and used riced broccoli before, but apparently it's a thing. My wife bought the package, and I decided to use it before it went bad. And I think what it is primarily it's primarily broccoli stalks, riced. You basically just cut up really small to equate to, you know, whatever rice. And the way I prepared it is I just put olive oil in a hot pan, and I mashed up some fresh garlic really good and threw it in the oil, and then while that sort of got aromatic, I just dumped a whole bag of rice broccoli in there, and I just kind of worked it through. And I don't know, maybe I spent like 12-15 minutes sort of on a medium heat, just kind of cooking it, getting it cooked, and I covered it for a while, you know. But I didn't overcook it where it just became mush. You know, it was still pretty firm. But man, it was good. And I ended up taking a nice heaping teaspoon of that stuff into my bone broth, and it just took the broth into a whole different level. You know, like a garlic, olive oil, rice, broccoli in some bone broth. Like, oh my God. So, yeah, that's what's cooking. Give that a try. Yeah. You know what? I was having a conversation with my son earlier, and he needed to do his homework, and he's like, I need a pencil. I'm like, don't you have something to write with in your bag? Where's your pencil case or your pen, you know, little pouch that holds pens and pencils and stuff? Oh, I keep that in my class. I keep that in my desk. I'm like, well, you should keep something in your bag at all times. You know, I started to feel a little upset, you know, like hold up. You're a student in school and you don't carry a pencil or a pen in your bag, and your bags are designed to have those little pockets so that you can insert pencils and pens. You know, and I guess partly it's my fault as a parent because I didn't explicitly teach him, look, there's pockets and these are where pencils go. And part of me wants to blame it on the teacher for to like, hey kid, make sure you keep these types of supplies in your bag. And I realize it's a different time. You know, there's a time where a percentage of the kids' work is done on a tablet or a computer, right? but they still have a good chunk of their work where it has to be written. And I was like, dude, it's like a cop without a gun. What kind of cop are you if you walk out without your gun, right? You're a student. You got to have a pencil. And I just kept on trying to think of analogies and examples of like, you're like a carpenter without a hammer, and he got the point, but I just kept on like, kind of drilling it because I was really annoyed. And it's like he doesn't carry loose leaf paper like I used to carry, or a notebook where you can rip sheets out of the spiral notebook or something, a pad, right? And it's like, because stuff's either digitized or it's a handout, right? And it's like, if you're doing math or something and you want to sort of you're going to do a calculation, or you want to sort of draft something, or you just want to sort of illustrate something and to describe something, having blank sheets of paper could be handy, but you're not carrying any of that stuff, so it's really like challenged with dealing with the fact that I'm raising students who aren't carrying the types of supplies that I used to carry. I mean, I used to carry like notebooks, right? Spiral notebooks or whatever, just had sheets of paper, and I'd have like a notebook and a folder for every dang subject. I would have a hard textbook for every subject, and some of those subjects not only had a hard textbook, but they had a soft workbook to accompany it. So, and then we would carry all that crap in our backpack, and that's what we used to haul. None of these bags with wheels that you could extend a handle and kind of make like you're at an airport. None of that stuff. You carried your own crap. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I don't know. I must be the only one going through this, but I'm like, what the fuck? Jeez. All right, what's going on? What's going on fitness-wise? Well, fitness-wise, there's a whole lot of people out there that are fit. I've been watching their Facebook feeds, and they're sure doing incredible things. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. And I'm there's a new burger joint that's going to be opening up over here. I'm pretty excited about that. Anyways, I'm just trying to get healthy. I've had I've had some back pain. I've dealt with some back pain. I overcame that. Then I got a migraine at some point, and then I overcame that. Kinda, and then I got like a crick in my neck or something. Just so much stuff. And but I think it's just sort of that inflammation that sort of has to settle down, and I can get back to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm good. Even like my thigh, like my left thigh, like was just nagging at me, and I kept thinking about all these weird aches and pains, and I really think some of them are old forgotten injuries that started to bother me because I had like too much life into living, too much fun food, too much sugar or grain or gluten or whatever the heck you want to call it, right? And not so much of anything else, just having just trying to have a level of peace of mind, but allowing that to be in the form of, a whole lot of enjoying and indulging and stuff. Then it's caught up to me. It's making me feel as old as I am times 2 or something like that. That's kind of dumb. But, I've been kind of good. I've been going through a series of stretching routines at night, and And my daughter's been playing along. She's been, I want to stretch too. So I basically go through my routine, and she tries her best to follow, and, it's great, and some of the things, sometimes I'll be in the middle of the stretching routine, in order to get more sort of blood flowing and through my legs and whatever, I'll just do some squats, some body weight squats. I had her doing some squats and holding the stance. Poor thing, she's like struggling through it. And this is when everyone else is pretty much in bed and it's pretty much lights out. So she's, because I like to stretch, when everyone's in bed and it's pretty much lights out. I like the calm, the solitude, the quiet, the dark. It made me wonder, what if I was in solitude confinement? What if I was in prison? Would I spend my time just stretching like a mother? Would I be the most flexible mofo in the prison because I would be doing a lot of stretching? But yeah, I've been pretty good. Been going through some stretches, and there was a level. A few months ago, I got my flexibility to a point where I believe it helped me. It helped me stay strong and injury-free when I did the Aloni 50K. So I'm kind of pleased about that. So I want to see if I can take it to another level and just, get more flexible. So, yeah. Well, that's that, and not a whole lot of running. And yeah. It's been a week since my last run, and that was followed by a migraine. So I'm kind of on the mend. But I did spend some time with the family early this evening. We have a basketball and a volleyball that is older than the kids, and I managed to put more air in them, and I was teaching my daughter to dribble and pass. Just she to her it's just play, it's fun, and to me it's great. It's helping develop her hand-eye coordination and stuff, and being familiar with a basketball. And then our oldest is playing volleyball as a PE activity, so we have this old volleyball that's starting to shred up, but was hitting that around. So the street is starting to have a bunch of activity later in the day because the kids are riding their bikes, they're playing they're riding their scooters, and we're bringing out the rest of the sports equipment we got, and just trying to bring the street to life, I guess, at the end of the day. So that's fun, that's good, and I'm healthy enough to partake of all of that activity. So yeah, there we go.
Do you need a website? If you're an individual, a consultant, a group, or small business and need a site, or maybe you have an existing site, I can help. How about graphic design? Do you need a design for a t-shirt, logo, product, business cards? Maybe you need help with designing and developing a brand. I'm not an expert, but I do have the tools and the techniques to get the job done. How about a podcast? Yep, like this thing. This thing's a silly little show. Are you looking to set up a podcast of your own? Are you looking to reach an audience? Promote your business via podcast? Well, Abadam Studios. That's right, Abadam Studios. Yeah, so that's Abadam Studios. AbadamStudios.com, AbadamStudios.com. Check it out. Hey, I'm back. And it's morning time. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Or as another podcast says, good generic time of the day, because you may not be listening at the same time of the day that I am speaking. You know what, I saw a shirt. It caught my eye. It said, everyone could be an artist. And my mind went with, everyone can be a fartist. And I thought, I could put that on a t-shirt. Everyone can be a fartist. I think it's funny. Yeah, I gotta get to designing a few more t-shirts. I haven't done that in a while. So if you think of any designs that you'd like to see on a t-shirt, let me know and I'll set you up. I was thinking this morning as I was getting food ready, the other thing that I've been spending a whole lot of time doing, and I think I make fresh guacamole every weekday morning, every morning. And I kind of have fun doing it. Once in a while I'll make it for myself, but it's primarily made for my wife. She takes fresh homemade guacamole to work. And what I do is, she has a ceramic container. It's about, 4x4 in size, about, 2 inches deep. And it has a lid, plastic lid, but I'll put ice and some water in it so that I would pre-chill the container. If it matters, I just like to do that. And then while that's kind of getting cool, I'm making the guacamole for her. I think I talked about it earlier about guacamole, but yeah, hers is really basic. It's just a little bit of onion, a little bit of chopped tomatoes, the onions chopped as well, and salt, seasoned salt, and a little bit of lemon juice, and then the avocado. Nothing complicated, I mix it in a little black miso soup bowl, and I use a plastic spoon or ladle that is ordinarily used to scoop rice out of the rice cooker. That's my technique. None of this pestle and mortar stuff that there used to be a restaurant, or several restaurants around here called Chevy's. It was basically Tex-Mex, and you can order guacamole and chips, or you can order fresh guacamole and chips. Well, the guacamole is fresh, but the chips weren't fresh. But they would have a guy come over with a tray of ingredients, and he would make, or she would make, the guacamole fresh at your table. And ask how much jalapeno, if you want jalapeno, do you want? Or how much, if you like cilantro. Yeah. So I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that. Guacamole. Good stuff, man. So yeah, what are we talking about? I think I ranted earlier about how my little school students don't carry school supplies like I used to when I was a kid. And yeah, it still bugs me. I feel sorry for my daughter, though. She has homework and she's in kindergarten. I don't remember ever having homework. But the cool thing is, at her age, it's cool to have homework because she sees her older brothers have it. But she needs to learn. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to, I think I get this dry skin on my face. My face gets dry. And I think it's a symptom of my unhealth. Something about, what I'm trying to get past, gut-wise or whatever. It's one of its ways of expressing itself is dry patches of skin on my face. And it's annoying because, my face is flaky in spots, like, my forehead right above and
between the eyebrows where, my forehead sort of crinkles when I make facial expressions, and right between my cheek, the peak of my cheeks and my nose, where basically wherever the skin tends to flex and curl and crumple, that's where the skin is showing itself to be really dry. And kind of wish I had sort of like a dead face, like when you do the Botox injections and you can't move your face, kind of like that. If I had that, then I don't have to I don't have to be concerned about these things from happening, right? So what I'll do sometimes is, as I get ready in the morning, when I'm pretty much done, I'll head out down to the kitchen and I'll get to the jar of coconut oil and I'll get a couple of my fingertips greased up with coconut oil, and then I'll just get back to the bathroom and apply it to those spots that's dry, and I like that a lot. I like it so much. My face smells so delicious. Delicious of healthy fats, that is. And you can eat my face and you can be ketogenic. So, yeah. Whatever. I'm too old to care about about things like that's happening with my appearance. Besides, I'm going to wear shades and I'm going to wear a cap. And no one's going to pay attention to me. I'm just going to be invisible in the shadows. The person no one pays attention to. I forgot what I was talking about. Blah, blah. So yeah, I'm really trying to, I really need to just keep at improving, getting back to, better nutrition and to improve my health. It's all connected. I mean, I swear, I'm like waking up. My neck's hurting. I know I hurt my neck several times in the past, and it's just showing itself because, I'm dealing with some inflammation or whatever. My back is still bugging me. It's so sad. But fortunately, after a nice, hefty French press sort of carafe worth of coffee, all of that sort of dulls down, and I can function. So, amen to coffee. I love you, coffee. If you were here right now, I would hug you, but I'm out, so I'm gonna go get me some. Gonna go get me some coffee. I'll be back. Hey, I'm back. So, what recently passed was the Berkeley Trail Adventure, and I didn't do it this year. I sort of wrote it off as something to do for the year because that last Aloni 50K that I did in, what was it, May? Yeah, that just left a little bit of a bad taste in not my mouth, but my wife. She was like, wow, you were gone for like 10, 11, no, that was like 12 hours. You were gone for half the day. And I couldn't reach you because there was no cell signal in the park. And so, yeah, it's like, I can't do that again. What if she needs to reach me because of an emergency, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be that way. And so, and I was kind of tired, and I'm like, okay, I need to, let's maybe go back to just running my solo missions. I got to figure that out. So I still haven't figured that out. I've been having to get through this lump of that has been the summer for me. So yeah, Berkeley 50K, the Berkeley Trail Adventure was a 50K. Shout out to Dago who ran it again this year, and he posted on Facebook that
He obtained the dead last finish, which I'm very familiar with. I responded on his post that, yeah, I missed it this year. Congratulations, man. I said the past 2 years that I've done the event, it's just, the course has just beat me. Meaning, I could not finish. So, it's tough. I don't know why, but I do feel like I want to do it again at some point, have some sort of like a redemption run, like not to like, how do you say, not to do anything else but just finish. I want to finish that course, start to finish, dead last or not, just finish it, because every time on that final loop in that 50K course, it just sucks balls. There's a climb that I've never been prepared for, on top of a lot of heat. This year I'm trying to remember. Right now, like today, the event has come and gone, but today it's going to be as high as 100. But I'm trying to remember last weekend, which was I believe the weekend of the event. It probably got toasty. Yeah, let's just say it got toasty. And just not feeling it. So yeah, I did when I did the Ohlone 50K, I did do a level of prep as far as stretching and all that. That kept me sort of injury free. So maybe there's something to training. Maybe training is a good idea. Well, yeah. So I'm not thinking about doing any other races for the rest of the year. I'm just busy trying to get myself sorted out, get back to a level of fitness, conditioning to just want to be out, and then from there I'll take it to the next level and see what's the next long run for me. Yeah, I need enough time to pass where that bad taste that was left in from May sort of dies down. Cool. Anyways, that's all I got. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Catch you on the next one. Couple of reminders. Check out the Service Guys podcast with Lonnie Beecham and myself. Also, do yourself a favor and purchase Anna Vocino's Eat Happy 2 cookbook. You can catch that on Amazon. And and lastly, check out Fat, a documentary on places like iTunes, Vimeo. So those are just a few reminders. And remember, folks, eat something delicious, hug your friends, hug your family, and go run something. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Ruel's Running Podcast with Ruel. If you like what you just heard, share it with your friends and your enemies. Also, be sure to check out the site over at ruelsrunning.com. This has been another Coffee with Heavy Cream production. Join us next time for another silly show of Ruel's Running Podcast.